There we go. We are officially live. He is Larry Krueger. No. Chill. Simmer down. They're not booing, folks. Oh, they're Kruging, baby. Larry Krueger, right there. And yours truly, Cyrus Saatsaz. Larry, it's election day. People are stressed. The leader of the free world is going to be decided tonight. But we're not going to have any information for hours. So we are the reprieve. We're the entertainment for the masses. Are you ready to distract for the next 30 to 60 minutes, Larry, and talk Warriors basketball and talk about the fun things in life, the non-serious things in life?
You know, that is so true. I have voted, so that's why I have my sticker here wherever.
I didn't get
there
a
we
sticker.
go.
I'm
You didn't get a
go ahead,
sticker?
sorry.
Oh, you
Well,
didn't
because I'm the
vote.
ballot box guy, dude. People like me, we don't get
Oh,
stickers. You went in there, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's right. I went in there and I did my my duty. Anyway, no. I'm just happy to be here. We're happy to talk a little sports on a day like today. It is a diversion. There's a lot of more serious things in the world. The one thing that somebody said one time that made me laugh is that sports is the toy department of life.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? It really is. So we're used to being kind of a diversion from reality. Of course, tonight is a huge night nationally,
Yeah,
internationally. It's some huge moment in history. And But let's talk some Warrior ball because
absolutely.
they're one of the great surprise teams in the league, and they lead the league in rating. Did you see that?
In net rating, correct. Yes.
Net
So we're,
rating.
we're going to break
Number
it all down
one in
because
net rating. Number one.
it's crazy.
Warriors 17.8 net rating. OKC Thunder second at 17.2. Cavs third at 14.6. Warriors playing excellent ball early.
Yes, they are. And we're going to break it all down because the next three games, the combined record of the Celtics, the Cavaliers, and the Thunder is 22-1. How are the Warriors going to handle that? Let's break it all down. It's the Krug Show and Golden Days.
That is it for us today, and we will leave you with I can't do it. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. And things suck. Woo! Let's go.
In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Come on and break me off. Cause I get what I want and I like what I see. If you want.
Oh, we're not just talking Niners. Harry's audience is all about Brock Purdy. Brandon Ayuk, we're talking Warriors. That's right. He's Larry Krueger. You can follow him on all social media platforms at Sports Larry K. He hosts the Krug Show, over 50,000 subscribers and going strong. I am Cyrus Saatsaz. You can follow me on Threads at Dog Wild and on Twitter at Surf Journalist. Larry, you've got sponsors to pay. I apologize for not making your event on Sunday, but your title sponsor, Pig in the Pickle, you were there. You were munching on amazing food. Give some love to all your sponsors, brother. Great to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too, Si. Of course, Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in Northern California. We were there on Sunday, and it was a great time. Thanks to everybody who came out. They've got two locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera, and they're open 7 days a week. So go get your barbecue at Pig in a Pickle. And also thanks to our good friends at Mancini's Sleep World. Mancini's a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. If you go to Mancini's and tell them that you listen to the Krug Show and give them the code Krug10, you'll get 10% off at all Mancini's online or in the store or online at sleepworld.com.
Beautiful. And on the Golden Days side, our program is brought to you by Bet Online, the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen with the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, NHL, entertainment. Award season is coming up. You can bet on the Oscars. And for, I believe, another 40 minutes, you can bet on the election. So check it out. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline. The game starts here. Larry, the Warriors last season started 5-2. And people forget that very easily. So, because a lot of people are getting pretty excited, myself included. The Warriors are 6-1. But like you said, a colossal difference between last year's Warriors, again, who started 5-2, similar paltry type schedule to the Warriors this season, who are now 6-1. But like you said, a huge difference is that net rating. Good teams, when they play bad teams, take care of business by blowing them out. The Warriors, technically, at least as of now, I think they might be second, Larry, in net rating. I think the Thunder overtook them last night. The Warriors are plus 17.3, which is damn impressive. And then the Thunder are plus 17.4. The point is, to me, there is a stark difference. Stephen Curry was playing in all those games to start the season last year. He missed a bunch of games this year, and it didn't matter. The depth stepped up. I think there's a lot of differences between last year's good start to the Warriors and this year's good start before they enter this brutal stretch of the schedule. What are you thinking, man? You were skeptical about this Warriors team. I don't know if you still are. I feel like week by week, your opinion is going to be changing, and rightfully so, right? That's how life works. That's how reality works. Nothing rarely is consistent and stable. Things are fluid. Things change. So what's your take on the Warriors now, and do you see differences with this team from a year ago?
Well, one thing that's really clear is they've got about 10 guys that could literally start and have started. I mean, when you think about last night, they started Green, TJD, Wiggins, Curry, and Peyton, but they could start Kuminga, they could start Looney, they could start, Slow-Mo, Healed, Moody, Pods. Waters. You could start literally anybody on this team. That's so. And their bench is very, very deep and explosive. How many times do you see a team get 20 points off their bench in a game, or how many times do you see a guy pull 10 rebounds off the bench in a game? Well, the Warriors had guys who did both those things in the last game. So, they've got a lot of firepower now on the bench. So it's a deep team. And also I'll give them this, smart move by the Warriors to go to Hawaii and kind of bond. And, they're really, kind of look like a team that's kind of gelled early, and they're playing at a really high level. They're a tough team to beat for anybody. Cy, you're muted, Cy.
How long was I muted for?
For like I just because I couldn't hear you anymore, but you muted. So I would say you're muted for at least a minute.
So there must have been some sort of disruption. Why did you even leave? Like, how did I lose you?
I thought I thought it must have been on my end.
I don't know. Who knows?
I backed out and rebooted.
Jesus.
about
Okay,
that.
so something happened, and I'm just riffing with no one. So I'm talking to
Yeah,
myself. for
nobody
3 minutes.
heard any of that. Whatever you
So my
just said,
point was, I was
nobody heard that at all.
I was just talking
Look
to air.
at Michelle H over here. A very long time. It was a very long time.
And I was going on a good riff. God damn it! Oh well, what are you
Look
gonna
at Cosmic.
do?
You've been muted the entire time.
Well, the system, whenever there's a disruption, automatically mutes me, and I hate
Wait a
that.
second. The biggest fans of your show right now are right here. Right here. All these people. If you're still with us through like 3 minutes of dead air, these people should all get like a t-shirt or something. Don't you think?
Look at I'm just talking away. Please
Chef
review
is
the
like, that's the best
stream.
Larry sounded in years. Thank you.
Larry,
Thank you, Chef.
oh my god, it just keeps going, dude. Pretty sure. Oh my god.
Oh, man,
I
look,
can't
he's going
imagine
right
how
at you.
ridiculous I sound just talking while muted, dude. I look like a clown. Oh my god, it just kept going back. Went all the way back to.
Dude, it was like 5 minutes. It was easily 5 minutes.
Or my point was, all it was those 2-3 minutes I was talking to myself. I was bringing up the Warriors last year to this year. The colossal differences. Dario Saric and Chris.
Well,
Paul
say it
were
again
getting
because we didn't. None of us got it. None of us heard. Can you
No,
start? Can you go back from the start, guy? Can we like say to reset? Boop.
All right,
So
we're
a sounder.
just gonna start
Maybe a sounder. I could take
we're just
two.
gonna start the show all over. It's the Krueg show. It's the Golden Day.
That is it for us today.
I'm not going to do the whole thing again. So my point was, Larry, Jesus Christ, that's some professional content right there. Chris Paul and Dario Saric were getting heavy minutes a year ago. Now you've got Buddy Hield. Now you've got Kyle Anderson. Now you've got Lindy Waters. You got Moody and Kuminga, who are night and day different from this point a year ago. I was just going to ask you, like, just to add on to that, in terms of like how much better this team is with the bench they have now, as evident by, I'm looking at this, the box score, for example, where, and we'll talk about Pajemski because that was really weird what happened to him last night. But again, Lindy Waters, Kyle Anderson, Buddy Hield. I know DeAnthony Melton hasn't been playing much lately. Andrew Wiggins is different, is almost night and day from what he was a year ago. The last night he shot horribly. My point is, Larry, is this a better team than a year ago is what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And so what does that mean as far as wins? I had said 38 at the beginning of the year. And now I would definitely, somebody asked me the question after a couple of weeks. I said, maybe like more like 42. Now I feel it's going to be more like 46 or 47. I think that's probably where I would sit. 46 or 47 wins.
All right, so I like that. I like that, a revision. You have revised your total. I like that. You've gone up from 40.
I've gone up from 38 to 40 to 46, 47.
That's right.
Because I'll say this, right now they look really good. They also, were able to withstand an injury to Steph, and still look pretty good without him. So but obviously that was a short amount of time, but they're really deep. They're just really, really deep. And normally really deep teams, it doesn't work. Why? Because there's bad blood, bad vibes, but they've got a good vibe going. So they got a good vibe and they got depth. And those are two really important things for the long haul. Good vibes and depth, quality depth. Guys that can come off the bench and go for 20. Moses Moody can go for 20. Buddy Hield can go for 20. Slow-mo, as much as I don't like watching him, he has got the ability to go for 20. Kuminga can do it. Lindy Waters has done it already. So, I mean, this bench, Pajemski was on the bench last night. He can have some big nights. So they're deep. They're really, really deep. I still think that if you said, what would make them better, if they could make a deal involving maybe Wiggins and like maybe Kuminga, if they don't want to pay Kuminga, for one more dynamic kind of bigger piece, I think that would be smart. somebody who's got, somebody who's 6'10", 6'11", runs the floor, if they could, like Jalen Duren, that guy, somebody like that, somebody who can, the guy in Cleveland who can block shots and run the floor. I think that's what they need.
Did you watch the game last night, by the way?
Yeah.
So, and the only reason why I ask is because I'm curious to know what your reaction was to seeing Brandon Podziemski start the third quarter and then 52 seconds in bailed. And the Warriors did not provide any reason for this other than saying, I think they used the word illness. And they added, there was some other report saying he wasn't feeling well. From my experience, and there's still nothing to add to that. I mean, so I'm guessing indications are this was a short-term thing. He should be good to go for Boston. I think they're going to need him in that Celtics game. But the point is, and I was having a little fun with this last night, typically when you see a player, and Stephen Curry ducked out like this, I think a year ago, usually when you see players just vanish like this, it's typically you got the liquid shits. Your tummy is just at that point where you got to sit on a can for a good hour and you're sweating and you're miserable. What was your take on that? That's usually what the reason is. Not always. I could be mistaken, but what was your reaction to Podziemski leaving early? Because he's a tough dude, man. I don't think he leaves games unless it's a serious thing. And the shits are a serious thing, Larry. Your thoughts?
I won't speculate on another man's shits. Just that's usually where I draw the line.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which is a pretty low bar, actually, if you really think about it.
That's a good point.
But it's a good thing. It's a good model to live by, I don't know if I liked Larry Krueger. I don't know if I really agreed with him much, but you know what? That's where he drew the line.
Well, he has integrity. You're a man of integrity, Larry.
I have a line.
You have dignity, sir. You refuse to discuss skid marks. It's true.
There are things that I will not.
Larry, you've been a
I can't
host.
Speculate. I really can't speculate.
Well, Larry, which leads to this question. You've been hosting live content on the radio, on TV, now online for decades, brother. I think you're either at 30 years or approaching a 30-year mark, right? I mean, what's your anniversary for being a professional broadcaster? 2026? Wow. Is that 30 years? Is that 30 years?
Like 1995, 1996, somewhere in there.
So it's coming up. But the reason why I ask, besides just wanting to honor you for an incredible run that's still going strong, you're currently, Larry, you've got it. I'm going to try to make this moniker a thing. You are currently, in my opinion, but it's a strong opinion, and I can back it up if need be, you are the king of Bay Area sports media right now. You are, sir. You are at the pinnacle. You are at the summit of the mountain peak, and which leads to this very important question. In your nearly 30 years of broadcasting, I'm sure on a few occasions you've had a moment where you suddenly had to take a shit. What did you do? Was there ever a moment where you had 2 hours in front of you on that clock? You're sweating. You've got that feeling that everyone in the audience knows what I'm talking about. What did you do, Larry? Give us an example of that.
I got to be honest. I've never had that per se where I'm just like, oh my God, just never. I've always been able to be near a bathroom. All the studios that I worked in always had a bathroom really close by. But so never that kind of an issue. But a couple of things stand out. One was one time I wrenched my back and I had to have surgery. This is like 25 years ago. And I literally had to bend over, like lean forward, down, have the microphone all the way down so I could just bend over to be in like the right position because it hurt so bad. So that one I do remember. And I do remember one time Radnich and I were doing a show before the national championship that Friday at the San Jose Convention Center, and it's just raining, and I'm hustling down there, get down there 8:00. I'm running in there. It's 8:30, and we're right about to start, and I'm like, oh my God, no way. And I just had to duck into a bathroom and just yak. And it was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that. I just yacked. Um,
That sucks.
That was
Yacking's the
brutal.
worst to me, dude. There's nothing. It's if you
It's
got
the
a hurdle,
worst.
man,
It's
that
the
is
worst.
it's the worst, dude.
It's the worst. And I remember coming back. He's like, "Yeah, all right." I'm like, you got to carry me today, bro. I just yacked a couple times, and he's like, "You want to go?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine." He's like, I go, "If you could just use me as less of more you and less me today, might be good." Yeah. And he's like, "I got you." Gary wanted me to shut up anyway. I was a nuisance. I was a nuisance to him most days.
The great Gary Radunich.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it, man. And the whole point is Brandon Pajemski, like all professional athletes, still just a human being. So, but it was
Right.
it was weird because he's such a tough dude. And being serious here, to see him just suddenly duck out like that's not the norm, man. Brandon Pajemski led the NBA in charges last year. That stat means he has a high tolerance, a high pain threshold, and to see him just duck out, little concerning. But again, he's human. He might have even been puking too, for all we know. I mean, it's whatever it was enough to take him out. So, dude, the Warriors are playing the Celtics tomorrow. They split the season series last year. They beat Boston at Chase Center. This game, however, is in the Garden. What is it? TC Garden, TP Garden, whatever they call that place. I still call it the Boston Garden. I remember the old parquet before. I don't know if they still have the same hardcore now, but the point is, this is a damn good team. There's a lot of storylines here. I want to start with Steve Kerr. In your view, what is your take on the fact that there could be a lot of animus from Jason Tatum, maybe even Jaylen Brown? I don't think Steve Kerr did not have his fingerprints all over him not making the team either. I'm guessing he had input on the roster decisions too. How much vengeance are you expecting from the Celtics tomorrow, if any?
Well, I think it's one of those things that, you won't hear anything about it until, afterwards. And if the Celtics have a big game and Tatum has a big game, then it will be like the narrative will be like, yeah, Jason, wanted to have his statement against Kerr and so on and so forth. But I don't think you'll hear anything beforehand. And if the Warriors happen to win the game or shut down Tatum, or he has a bad night, or the Warriors win big or something, or the Warriors happen to just win, period. I don't know if it will be a major story, but I do expect that they'll try to feed Tatum a little bit and they'll try to get him going, and then they'll try to make that a story afterwards. I mean, somebody had to sit on that awesome team. It just happened to be him. If he makes it a bigger deal than it was, then he is probably he doesn't need to do that. He's a better player than that. He should take the high road. He's won a championship. This guy's got a huge resume already, and he's got a huge future. Why would he screw around with that? But maybe we'll find out how petty he is and how much he's into these little, petty disagreements. Some people are into that. Some people are fueled by that. You're muted, Cy. Muted, I believe.
Jesus, that's on my end. I apologize. I'm glad you're here because I'm not doing that. The system's just muting me for some reason. Maybe it's my mic cable. I don't know. But what I was trying to say is, like you said, it's Michael Jordan proved in The Last Dance that these great athletes, they use whatever they can for motivation, for fuel. And for Jason Tatum, I would not surprise me if all he's doing from now until tip is thinking about being slighted in the Olympics, right? I mean, they use anger for motivation. Stephen Curry has admitted he does this. So with that said, yeah, I do think that might play a factor in this tomorrow. I don't know. You don't think so? You think that
well, I don't know how petty he is. I mean, if I'm if I'm Tatum, it's like, dude, I've won a title. Why make the game bigger than what it is? It's like, hey, have you checked out the schedule, the season the Celtics have had? They've lost once all year in overtime. Other than that, they've run the table. So they're just looking to come out and play well. They can score points. It looks like they score in the 120s a lot. It's a really good basketball team. So the Warriors better be on their A game against the Celtics team for sure.
Damien LaRoche in the chat saying that Jason Tatum's always subpar versus the Warriors. I pulled up his career stats against Golden State, courtesy of StatMuse, who is starting to become questionable as a resource for information, but nonetheless. So keep this in mind. I got it from StatMuse. Jason Tatum for his career against the Warriors has played 14 games against them in his career. This does not include the postseason because they played in the NBA Finals, obviously. But his career numbers: field goal percentage 42.8%. That's okay. It's not great. It's not awful either. 3-point percentage 35.4. Also okay, not great. So he doesn't exactly light it up. Averages 22.5 points per game in his career. This goes back to his rookie year and so forth. So I don't know if that's true, but here, Larry, this is my opinion on Warriors Lakers for tomorrow, and let me know what you think. I think this Warriors team,
Celtics, mean?
What did I say?
Lakers.
Sorry, yes. I am just, this is not my day, Larry. Thank you for carrying the program. I'm getting muted. I'm confusing the Lakers with the Celtics. I apologize. My point is, I think the Warriors, this roster is currently constructed, is designed to handle a team like the Celtics. I almost did it again, where the Celtics don't, like, if Kristaps Porzingis was playing, maybe my opinion's a little different, but the Celtics is currently constructed, their wings, they get their points from outside shots. And this Warriors team is designed to combat a team built like this. Like, they have an army of wing defenders. They're going to be able to throw at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Case in point, even Lindy Waters is playing fantastic defense. But Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton II, we're definitely going to be closely watching his defense because I've been a little critical of him, I think, for good reason this year. But then you also got folks like Buddy Hield, who's playing better defense than a lot of people, myself, expected. You've got Moses Moody, Kyle Anderson. I mentioned Lindy Waters. The point is, this team and Draymond Green is built for a team like the Celtics. I think they could pull this upset off. I'm not saying they are, but I think it's very possible, and I'm not going to be surprised if it happens. What's your take, man? Do you think the Warriors are built to handle the Celtics, or is it going to be a one-sided show? What's your early prediction and prognosis of this game?
Well, I mean, it's an interesting matchup because the Celtics are also pretty deep. I like a lot of the guys that they have on their bench. Baylor Shireman was fantastic at Creighton. He can flat out shoot it. Pritchard's a good ball player for sure. Davison is a good athlete. I mean, there's no question he's got talent. Tillman's a big man who's got some skills. I mean, and then of course, look what they've turned Keita into. I remember watching Keita in college, thinking, man, that guy would be fantastic on the Warriors. He was in Sacramento, and they let him get out of there. He's he had 10 points and 7 rebounds in their last game. So that is a nice find for them. And of course, obviously you still have Al Horford and the stars of the team, Tatum and Holiday, and Derek White has emerged as a really good player. So the Celtics are just playing really good basketball. And they get good depth, and they can score, and they play pretty good defense. So, I mean, right now they're rolling. They're feeling really, really good. I don't think the Warriors are going to win this game. I think the Celtics are going to win this game.
And again, I don't think that's a bold prediction. The Celtics are the reigning champions, and they're playing like a reigning champion who is motivated to repeat. No one's repeated in the NBA as a champion since 2018 when the Warriors did it. First of all, if you're paying money to get your chat highlighted, we're going to address it. And I like to give the people what they want. Kev F donating $2 to say, we need another Warriors postgame show where Frank, Dan, Coach Emilio, the whole crew is involved. I'm down. Larry, if you want to, you know them better than I do. But I'm totally down. If Larry, if you are, I'm in. So
when is it? Tomorrow night?
Well, they play the Celtics tomorrow. They play the Cavaliers Friday, I believe, on my schedule on my phone. And then they'll play the Thunder on Sunday. Look, Warriors Mavericks is also a week from today. There's a lot that's coming up, man. I mean, this whole season is filled with huge games. Pick a night, Larry. Pick the night that you think would be best for that. Let's do a dual stream. I'm totally down.
Let's do tomorrow night. Let's do Wednesday night.
Let's do it. I'm in.
I'll bring Paulie Mack with me because me and him are supposed to stream. So I'll bring him over.
Oh, so we'll get Paulie, we'll get Dan, and we'll get Frank.
Yeah. Well,
all
I'll
right.
invite them. I don't know. I can't come. I can invite Rye. I can invite.
Let's do it.
Kev. I can invite my nephew, who's now part of the gang. I've
Okay,
got him
you went
going.
too far there, Larry. Your nephew, that's a little much, man. All right. I mean,
I've got all kinds of
come on,
friends.
dude. Now you're crossing. Now you cross the line, dude. I'm not big on nepotism, and now you're getting your nephew involved.
I
don't even
could.
know who the hell this person is.
Oh, he's a sharp kid. He really
I'm
is.
kidding. No, love it. Let's do it, man. And look, Dan's in the audience. See here, he's already in. He already confirmed.
Dan Cucimilio, come on down, Dan. Come on down. Come on down.
Price is right.
Look at that. Dan's got his own
it.
channel, but he's in the chat.
I love it. I
love it. Gilbert Arbalo says Monster Slam. Dan did a play-by-play of a was it Andrew Wiggins with the Monster Slam?
Yeah, that was you. You played that clip on your show a lot, right?
I've seen God, it was epic.
If you have it on you now, you can play it, man. I don't have that on me.
I don't think I can get into my own deal here. I think we're on your side here.
And I know, but you could still share, even though it's technically, if you can do it, pull it up. Let's play it. Otherwise, we'll keep moving on. But there you go. It is not every day you see producing happening on a live broadcast, but you just saw a show get booked live. That might be a first. It's not every day we do that. I want to look at the line real fast. We both have gambling sponsors. Mine is Bet Online. I want to see what the spread is. I'm going to ask you before I look this up, Larry. Your guess on what the line is between the Warriors and the Celtics in Boston tomorrow night. What would be your prediction? And then I'll tell you how close or far you are.
Celtics by 4.
You were close. I predicted 7, maybe 7.5 last night. It is 7.5, but Celtics are favored.
Celtics by 7.5. Oh, I was
correct.
only off by 1.5.
You're not. Yeah, you were close. You were very close. Good guess. I would advise people not to bet on that. That is not that. I don't feel good either way. If I had to bet, I'd bet on the Warriors.
NBA. I mean, don't bet on the NBA. You'll be a lot happier. It's hard.
Okay.
I
guess it depends on who you're talking to, right? Because I kill it, but that's me.
You kill on the NBA.
I've never lost money, man. Yeah,
never lost money
overall.
What are we doing this live stream?
I'm talking
let's
about
start our own book.
I'm talking about the bottom line, and this is why I'm so annoyed that gambling is not legal here in California. Because I feel like I could just set myself up, man. I don't want to move to Vegas, dude. But yeah, I can make money off betting on NBA. Yeah.
Well, who should we take? Do we take the Warriors or the Celtics?
Well, part of being a good gambler is not betting on games that you don't feel good about. So I don't feel good about this game. But if I had to, I would guess Warriors plus 7.5. I'm predicting it's going to be a close game. I think this Warriors team is going to step up. I think they are very cognizant of these games being big tests for them. I think they're going to keep it close. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they can make it close. I don't know. What you said you think the Celtics will win, but it'll be close as well. Like, what's your prediction?
I like the Celtics to win this game by maybe 10.
Okay, all right. So that's a blowout, man.
But yeah, but the Warriors are playing really well, so
they are.
That's the thing. Gosh, that's a tough one. I mean, it is. I don't know. I don't know. That's why it's a stay away for me too, because I couldn't split that. Do you like any other games tonight, Sai, since you're Mr. NBA spread guy?
Oh, okay. Well, there's no games today.
Against the Spurs.
It's election Tuesday, so again, we're the distraction.
This is for tomorrow.
So tomorrow's got a huge dog. I'll read off all the games, and we'll go one by one. Pacers are favored by 7 over the Magic. I would take Magic plus 7. I don't feel great about it. But what about you?
You skip Pistons, Hornets, but Pacers, Magic. I will go with. I will go with the Pacers.
Okay, so you think the Pacers will take care? So beat the Magic by more greater than 7. You brought up Pistons Hornets. I'm sorry, I missed that, man. I apologize for that. Is your line Hornets -2 over Detroit in Charlotte?
I have Charlotte -1.5.
Okay, so and this game is here are my lines. The game is in Charlotte. Detroit just beat the Lakers. They did play the Warriors tough. Jaden Ivey's playing good. I would lean. You know what I would do with that game? I'd bet Detroit money line. I don't know. I don't have that in front of me, so I don't know what that is. But usually,
Detroit. Oh, I don't know what the odds are, but Detroit right now the spread is Detroit plus 1.5.
yeah. So I would instead of taking the plus 1.5, I just take the money line. So it'd be like Detroit, what, plus 110? I'm guessing something like that. That's what I would do. But none of these look good. I go stretches of days without betting because, again, I'm picky. You got to be picky if you want to win.
I would take the Pistons. I would take the Pistons in that.
I would too. Yeah, I would take the Pistons money line. Although Charlotte's playing good ball, LaMelo Ball, when he's healthy, clearly is a difference maker for the Charlotte Hornets. The New York Knicks. This is a line this is a game I would bet. The Knicks are favored by 7 over the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta. Atlanta has been playing awful basketball. Trae Young has been putting up numbers, but outside of a few early season wins against horrible teams, their weaknesses have been exposed. I think the Knicks will go in there and easily take care of business. Knicks minus 7. Your thoughts?
I'm taking the Knicks.
Yeah, what do you? I don't know how closely you've been watching these other games, but what's your early reaction to the Knicks? Do you have one?
I think the Knicks are getting very, very fortunate with their personnel because the guy that the big man, what's his name, Hoporty or whatever, Ariel Hookporty, the big man they got from what's it, International. He's like 6'11", 250. He definitely looks like a player. They just added him. I mean, Brunson, Bridges, Hart's a tremendous defender. I love Hart. He's one of my favorite players in the league. And then, Karl Anthony Towns is a scorer, and Anunoby. I mean, that's a solid starting 5. They've got some decent players off the bench when they're fully healthy. I mean, the Knicks, I think, need a little help in the backcourt, but it's Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Miles McBride
and Hart, and Josh Hart is like a whatever. He can be a guard, like it just. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's they could use. I think they need one more deal. I think if they want to be real contenders and be in the same class as the Cavaliers and in the same class as the Celtics. But I was looking at the Monday games because the Knicks lost to the Rockets in Houston 109-97, which is even more reason to bet on the Knicks. They're going to want to come back and win that game. But I bring that up because Gilbert Arbalo, as an ardent supporter of both our programs, saying the Knicks destroyed his parlay yesterday. But that also reflects good on the Warriors. The Warriors were leading the Rockets by 31 in Houston, almost lost that game after they let off the gas, and then fortunately took care of business in overtime. So that goes to show that the Warriors beat a good Rockets team. That was a good test, and that they also came through. Muhammad Olavi adding that the Knicks might enter the Giannis sweepstakes. Dude, are you watching the collapse of the Bucks? They're the worst team in the East right now, record-wise.
Yeah, I mean, it's like their milk expired date or something. I mean, it's like I guess we're gonna find out when Middleton comes back if they're what exactly they are, but they just seem like they're going nowhere. And if they're gonna move Giannis, if I'm the Warriors, man, you got Kuminga. Now that's a guy who you would move Kuminga for. I don't want to move Kuminga for Jimmy Butler, but I will move Kuminga if we're talking Giannis.
Agreed. Kev F is asking, Larry, do you literally know where every player went to college in every sport? Your knowledge is impressive. Like you seem to bring up where everyone played. Can you literally name every player, or is it like our old friend Marcy Davis, for example, can name every player on every NBA roster? He would always pull that. He would always pull that at the beginning of every NBA season, where he could just name every player in every team. Can you do that with college?
Man. No.
Okay,
but it is one of the first things. It is how I kind of define the players. So I probably go to it too much. It's kind of a crutch.
I don't know. I like it. I'm impressed. Like Kev is. Every time I hear that, I'm always like, "Damn, how do you know that?"
You could test me. If you want to test me, we can see if I can. How many I could get.
I will say we'll say that. We'll say that. That's a good segment there. Mike Weisberg, Larry, do you agree? Do you he wants to take you on, saying that what you were saying about Jason Tatum being slighted from the Olympics is a bad take, and that he should be legitimately pissed. I agree with the sentiment, and Draymond Green attacked Steve Kerr as well.
Who should have sat that played I guarantee you it's going to be a great player. Why? Because the team is made up of nothing but great players.
Derek White should have said.
If you're telling me that there's other players that maybe have less stature, you know what? It's like a coach's job is to blend the players together. So it's like, you got to let the coach coach. I mean, sorry that your feelings got hurt. God, I mean, seriously. I mean,
but here's the thing.
You know what? Here's the thing. We all play basketball. Okay. Then all of a sudden you make the team. Great. Now you're on the all-star team. Now you're at an all-star game. And it's like, oh, wait, you're not playing the same number of minutes as you played on your team. Well, guess what? You know why? Because you're on the all-star team. And that's why and so guess what? You just learn to live with it like everybody else, except for Jason Tatum, who what? Did Kerr diss him? Did he disrespect him?
Yes.
Did Kerr just secretly have it out for him?
No.
He didn't make moves to try to win. Did they win? Oh yeah, they did win. He didn't make moves to try to win. It was all because he didn't want Tatum to be the winner. I mean, come on.
Well, the pushback to that, Larry,
that's outlandish.
But Larry, the pushback is if you're put yourself in Jason Tatum's shoes, you just led your team to the championship. You played in the previous Olympics and won a gold medal as one of the top 2 minutes. He was top 2 in minutes for the Olympic team, meaning he was a pivotal player on that team. He's already proven he can win gold. He's already proven he can lead a team to a championship. And yet in the Olympics, one of his own teammates on the Celtics, a lesser teammate, is getting more minutes than him, not getting DNP'd. I'm referring to Derek White. You still think that Jason Tatum should just shut up and not complain?
Is Derek White an NBA player making millions of dollars a year? Yeah. So I mean, guess what? Suck it up. Okay. I mean, and here's the thing. Do you think that it was arbitrary, or do you think that Kerr had some reason? He's the coach. I mean, it's an all-star team. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know. I bet you if we had Steve here, he would have an answer. You don't believe so? You don't think Steve would have a reason for why he did that?
I think Steve.
What are we getting at? Are we trying to make it seem like Steve had it out for Tatum, or it's just like, do you have a lot of great players and somebody's got to sit, and it just happened to be Tatum?
It could also not be just either or one of those two things. It could also be Steve Kerr. First of all, he would answer that question the same way he would answer it when you ask, why didn't you play Moses Moody tonight? His answer is typically matchups. His answer is typically, I didn't feel he was the best option for our team. Those are the types of answers he gives, and you can't respond to that. It's just like, God damn it. It's just, he's basically telling you that's how he felt. And regardless of how you feel, that's it. He's the coach. He's the boss. He's in control. So that would have been his answer. I don't think it was vindictive. I just think he has shown repeatedly he has a weird discriminatory behavior towards wings to a certain extent. Like if they don't, and again, I base this on
Hooters.
What's up?
Like from Hooters?
Boneless.
Are you talking about like Wingstop? I mean, like he doesn't like he doesn't like spicy wings or
he doesn't like
wings.
He doesn't like wings who are
lemon
not
pepper.
lethal.
He doesn't like the lemon pepper wings.
He doesn't like wings.
What kind of wings does he not like?
The non-quick release shot types. Those are the ones that he doesn't like. The ones that he wants bone-in wings. He doesn't like boneless. And
all right,
Jason Tatum's boneless. Jonathan Kuminga's boneless, and it's just not his type. It's not his flavor. He doesn't like it. I do think you could have played Jason Tatum.
I'll say this. If Mike Weisberg is right, then maybe bet the Celtics tomorrow night. Right?
Ooh.
I mean, if Mike Weisberg is right,
that's the beauty of gambling, right? This is where I love gambling. You can literally put your money where your mouth is, right? I mean, it's the beauty of it, Mike. That's how you get Larry back. Bet on the Celtics, and then join us tomorrow night and either tell him I told you so, or hide like 99% of people do when they're wrong.
We have a new Mike Weisberg. Can you call up the latest Weisberg, the latest MW? Boop, 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 boop.
But no, here's Mike.
Incoming message from Mike Weisberg.
I think Mike makes a decent.
Can you put him on there? There we go. He says, look, I'd agree with Larry if you didn't bench him before the first game. There's a way to handle this. All right.
What are your thoughts? What about Jalen Brown?
Wait a second. Wait, we got another Mike Weisberg. He's prolific. He's down here. He's prolific. He says, I'm already betting on this game.
Oh, there you go. Okay. And Mike, if you lose that bet, we want to hear from you tomorrow. All right. Show up and admit that you were wrong. It's not asking a lot. It's really not, I don't think.
All right. Now I'd like other people in the chat. Let's try to guess how much does Weisberg have on the game tomorrow?
Oh,
what would you say? $10? No, come on. Weisberg. I'm saying Weisberg's going 50.
All right,
I'm going to
Mike.
say 50. I'm going to say 50. 50 for Weisberg.
All right, I'm curious. Oh, 49ers Red Zone agrees with you, Larry. He also says 50. Mike, what are you putting down?
Red Zone's weighing in. He says 50. He thinks he's going to go
what are you
50.
putting down, Mike? How much money are you putting down? Answer that in the chat, please.
How wise are you? We want to know.
So, Larry, going back real fast.
What if he comes back? He's like 5 gur.
Like $5,000?
I'm rolling that fat. 5 gur.
Oh, there we go. He answered.
What did he say? 50 on the game, 50 on props. That's a good healthy amount. It's a good healthy amount, Mike. Feel good about you now. I feel good. So 100 is the correct answer. So he's throwing a C note down on the Warriors.
I want to know what the props
are.
He
doesn't have a problem.
What are the props? List those, please. I'm curious myself. I want to know.
There's all kinds of props. Are you kidding me? There's all kinds of props. Ask Weisberg. Maybe he's got some props for us.
I just did. I want the props. Larry.
Yeah.
A lot of people are.
We're getting
in my opinion,
by the chat. We're getting overly chatted.
No, Larry. I'm curious. A lot of people think the Celtics have this like deep team. Like I heard an NBA analyst. I think his name is Kurt Goldberry. Say that the Celtics are the deepest team in the NBA, which is, in my opinion, ridiculous. I think Peyton Pritchard is a good player. He's not a great player. And this is the first time we've ever been talking this long, which in the season's been 7 games, 8 games, about Peyton Pritchard. He's not consistent. Suddenly, though, he represents the Celtics' depth. Sam Hauser. I'm sorry. He does not, move the needle for me.
He can shoot.
Sam Hauser
can shoot it.
Well, and he wouldn't be getting minutes on this Warriors team right now. I don't think Peyton Pritchard would be getting minutes. I don't think Sam Hauser would be getting minutes. Neemias Queta would not be getting minutes on a Steve Kerr coach team. I don't even know who the hell Jaden Springer is. Xavier Tillman is okay, but he gets cut left and right. He couldn't hack it on the Memphis Grizzlies. Al Horford is 39 years old, and he's your starting center. My point is, the Celtics are not as deep as people are saying they are. I think the Warriors have a damn good shot of going in there and making some noise. What are your thoughts, Larry?
I mean, the Warriors are playing well, right? It's and they've shown that it's not just a game situation or one game up, one game down, or when you have depth, and you're sharing the basketball and you're playing as fast, it's early in the year. So they're relatively fresh. My argument against the Warriors being a big winner was the age on Steph and Draymond. I don't think that really starts to show itself right away. And it definitely won't early on with a deep team like this. And they might be able to even compensate for not having those guys. That's how deep they are.
Correct.
But they look right now like they're locked in and playing really, really well. So I would say, even though I like the Celtics to win by 10, if I was, that's kind of my first thought. But man, it would be hard. It would be a stay away because I think I could also see Golden State winning by 10 and just serving notice out of nowhere with some huge win as the Celtics take them lightly.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you. You have a fan here, Larry. This is from
the fan is here.
You have a shitload of. You're the king of Bay Area sports media. Again, I'm going to hammer this, dude. This is going to become your moniker. You're the king.
You're going to put a target on my back. Pretty soon there'll be an investigation.
That comes with the turf, dude.
There's an investigation, a tax. All of a sudden there's taxes involved, and I've got people coming after me. And
heavy lay the crown, right? Heavy lay the crown.
What do you say, Bayfax? Hi, Larry. I'm graduating college with a degree in journalism. Any tips to get where you are today?
He's not asking me. He's asking you, Larry. So I'm going to stay out of this entirely.
Well, yeah. Here, okay. To get where I'm at today, you go east on 24. Okay. And then you take the exit. No. The guy's going to show up like 5 minutes. Hey, what's up? Oh, hey, what's going on?
It's like knocking on your door.
You asked me where I was. Now, I would say just, if you're in college, do internships, look for what interests you, and, go ask yourself, do you like the tasks that are associated with a particular job? And if you like the tasks, then you'll do the job. If you don't like the tasks, you won't do the job. So that kind of thing. And also just like, what do you want to do? Like maybe just for 10 minutes, as opposed to what do you want to do for like 35 years? I know that's a hard question to answer for a lot of young people. My kids are making those decisions right now too. So I would just say do internships, do informational interviews with people who do the job that you want. So like, I'm not saying I want a bunch of people to call me and say, do an interview with me, but like, if you're looking to find out about a job, do an informational interview with somebody who does the job that has the job that you think you want. And then ask them questions about that job, how they got started, what they think is the best path, what traits they think are important, where their industry has been, is, and is going, all those kinds of things. And ask all those questions. And if you do, I think you'll, and then, I hate to say it, I sound like my dad now, my late father, but network well, like take people's cards and, whatever, take their info, keep track of where your friends are, and, network as well as you can, and be curious and ask questions and that kind of thing.
That's great. That is, Larry, that is phenomenal advice. And if you don't mind me just jumping in for 1 second, because I am a college professor and I get asked this a lot. I actually give an assignment. I teach an intro to mass comm class, and I give an assignment where the students have to do exactly that, Larry, where they literally have to find a media professional who is doing what the individual student wants to achieve in life and interview them. Ask them every single question that will teach you how to get to what they're doing. If you're not in college and you want to do what we do, make it up. Find that professional that you want to interview. Tell them you're in college and you're doing a project, and learn from them in terms of how to get to that position. And also adding on to what Larry said, the internship is everything. If you go to college and you don't intern, you just wasted either your parents' money or whoever's money was used to pay for tuition, because without the internship, you're not getting your foot in the door. That's what the internship is all about. Interns are cheap labor. Companies love using them, and it circumvents the catch-22 of how do I gain experience if every company requires experience to hire someone. It's the internship. You go to college, you work for cheap or for free. Hopefully you get paid something, and then you go from there. So
we got this one from Kevin F. He says, most people do jobs they dislike to pay the bills. That's why we watch the Warriors and sports for fun.
That's why it's Larry and
I totally get that. All I would say to anybody is, I mean, there's no problem with compartmentalizing your life. And, I do a job I don't like, but it's for money or whatever. And then I do things I like to do on the weekends. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, more power to you. I'm not going to tell anybody that anything's better than anybody else. But all I would say is, people ask me how you get ahead in media and that kind of thing. And it's like, I would just say, you can sit around and wait for somebody to hire you, or you can be proactive and put your stuff out there. And I almost feel like these days, being proactive and putting your stuff out there is probably the better route to go than to wait for somebody at a radio or a television station to hire you, to make you somebody. I think those days are kind of come and gone. Not that those jobs are 100% gone. They're still there. But I think the better route is, like, if you want to be a sports talk show host, or just start doing a sports talk show on YouTube or wherever you can do it. And people will find you if you're good. And if you're passionate, you'll be good. If you're good, people will find you. If people find you, you'll make money. If you make money, you'll be happy. So there you go.
Great advice.
Bing, 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 bing.
And so it sounds like we're going to have an awesome post-game show tomorrow night, immediately following the Warriors and the Celtics. The Krueg show and Golden Day is going to merge again. Paulie Mack's going to be a part of the show. We're also going to have, and I think, Larry, the best way to set this up is like you take one or two people, I take one or two people, and we can fit them all on the screen together. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it'll be a round table. I like the post-game round table for basketball because, the bottom line is it's kind of a cool. It's more kind of like, I don't know. It's the way I like talking basketball. It's like, get a bunch of people and what did you guys think? And, there's been some disagreements. I've
never disagreed with anyone.
Me and you always get along. Cy and I always get along, but Cy, you do go at some of the other people pretty hard.
Like who, for example? Who have I ever gone?
I don't know. We've had some dust-ups on the show, though. They've been quite entertaining.
You mean like Dan Cochimilio?
The great Dan Cochimilio. I'm not saying Dan's not high.
Cool, man.
I'm not saying that Dan's not high on his own supply or way out over his skis.
Honestly, a lot of that was just that was a while ago.
You're talking about a man who lives behind a 10-foot barrier wall inside of a gated community in the state of Arizona, and still feels like he needs to get an alarm.
No, Dan and I are cool, man. We
I'm just joking. I'm just doing material over here. All right, back to the Warriors. Let's get back to the Warriors. Let's focus. Let's focus the rest of this show on just the Warriors. We got people here want to listen to some Warriors, and we're drifting.
Well, first of all, 49ers Red Zone is saying he's the next me. I'm fascinated. I mean, you must be handsome. You must be smart. You must be.
He's the next Cyrus.
Successful.
There's only one Cyrus.
Sorry. Okay. Are we done, Larry? I mean,
Cy versus Dan. See, Cy versus Dan.
Yeah, I don't know. Dan and I are cool, man. It was honestly like, it's not even worth getting into. It was just a bunch of little petty things behind the scenes that just rubbed me the wrong way for a little bit. But I like Dan, man. We're all good. Everybody's all good. Dan's my boy. I like him.
There you go.
Are we done? I mean, do you want to talk gambling?
Are we done? What else
do you want to finish up with gambling lineups? I mean, if we're gonna do a post game show tomorrow, Ben, I don't know. Anyone in the audience?
Well, let's talk a little bit about Golden State. I mean, for a second. I mean,
all right.
They're 6-1. They haven't lost on the road. They're incredibly deep. Most teams play 8, 9 guys, maybe 10. They're going deeper than that. They've gotten great performances, off the bench already from Lindy Waters, Buddy Hield. They look really good.
Would you have guessed that
they need another big man, in my opinion, but they look really good.
I agree with that. Would you guess at this point in the season that Buddy Hield is your leading scorer?
No, I mean, I told everybody I love Buddy Hield.
It's crazy.
I told everybody I love Buddy Hield. He's not 35. He's 31. He's in the prime of his career. He doesn't have any kind of weight problem. He's in great shape. So this guy can flat out shoot the basketball, and he can get up and down. And on the Warriors, that's an asset. That's a major asset.
Agreed. For some reason, he didn't come into the game until the third quarter. In the Warriors win yesterday. I don't know why, but Larry, one thing I noticed, which is kind of weird because we haven't seen this in years past, but I noticed it in last night's game. Stephen Curry seems to want Gary Payton II playing with him on the court. I don't know if you've noticed that. GP2 was in the starting lineup in the game yesterday, which it was the first time all year we've seen that. GP2 does not start games usually. We heard Steve Kerr talk about how he likes seeing Steph and GP2 together. Something tells me Steph likes it as well. I don't know if Kerr would have gone that far by starting him if Steph hadn't said something to him as well. GP2 has had an interesting year this year. What are your thoughts on GP2, man?
Well, I mean, he gives Steph another total enforcer. When you play with GP2 picks his guy. GP2 gets his hands on the basketball. So then you get a guy. What's the key to a lot of these open floor plays? Get the ball in Steph's hands quickly. And GP2 will do that. And also, if he's got a relationship with GP2, great. I think their skills, without even knowing that, I think their skills are an awesome blend. Steph is, obviously a 6'3" scorer, and at this point, he's a little bit of an older player. GP2 is just a long-armed, shut you down, suffocating defender.
Mhm.
Think Magic Johnson and Michael Cooper. He's like Michael Cooper for the Warriors right now. He's just he is an awesome defender, long arms, gets his hands on tons of basketballs, can set some mean picks, will rebound. And then also, if you play with Steph's got the confidence and the ball in his hands to throw the backdoor lob. And
Yeah.
I think, in a lot of ways, if you don't utilize Peyton at the rim, you're not really utilizing Peyton. Then he can't really play the minutes that he plays if you don't throw it up to him, because he's got to score somehow, and he's not an offensive player. So how does he score? He's got to score on all these bunnies and dunks. So, but if you got Steph playing with him, all of a sudden the gravity of Steph, this guy can slip backdoor and you can throw him the lob, and suddenly he's going to get some easy buckets that way. So I think it could be a real positive.
It was weird, though, because with GP2, Draymond, and Trace Jackson Davis on the floor, that's three guys that you have out there primarily for defense. And because none of those guys are natural scorers, right? Draymond is it's wild what he's doing, especially with the 3-point shot. I mean, that it's no longer like a gimmick, Larry. Like, those threes are going in at a high clip. I even like his form, even though he's got the backpack thing. Like, every time he releases it, he's got this he has two hands on it. And when he releases it, it's like he's using his thumb to create this spin. And it's going in. It's crazy. I mean, are you noticing anything peculiar with Draymond's 3-point shot? Because it's falling, dude. And and his percentage real fast.
It's 53%.
Incredible.
He's
Dude.
shooting 53%.
Incredible, dude.
And three. That is unbelievable. Well, that's not sustainable. That cannot be.
But he hit 40% last year. He was like 39. Last year was 39.5. You're right. He's 52.6 this year.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It looks good. It doesn't look awful, is what I'm trying to say. Like in years past, every time he put a 3-point shot up, it was like, oh shit. Like, you kind of just squirm and hope for the best. When he's doing it now, it looks I like the form, is what I'm trying to say. It's looking a little more natural and not forced like it was in years past. I don't know if you're noticing anything similar as well, but I like what I'm seeing.
He's a little bit more anchored. He's got a little bit less movement. He's a little bit more, you can see he's got the repetitive motion down. You can see he's worked at it. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, and it's going to make him a much more valuable player as he goes.
Big time.
I mean, forget 53%. If you could shoot a solid 45%, that would be like, whoa, this guy's incredibly valuable when you factor in how he rebounds, how he facilitates as a point forward, the shot block, everything that he does defensively. I mean, if that guy can shoot 45% from three, you've got just an unbelievably valuable weapon.
Unreal. I am loving what I'm seeing from, and the fact that he wants to win a Defensive Player of the Year award this season. Like, he's gunning for it. I think it's a crime he only has one of these things. And it's not just him that's been coming out publicly saying they have this defensive oriented approach. Jonathan Kuminga said a couple weeks ago that he wants to make the all defensive team at the end of the year. I love hearing that, man. I don't know about you, Kuminga, since he went to the bench, has been on fire, dude. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't want to trade Kuminga. I don't want to trade him for Jimmy Butler.
No.
I want to see Kuminga do his thing.
Yeah.
This Warrior team has so much potential. I mean, by the way, Buddy Hield has led them in scoring already 5 times this year. 5 times.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And they won all 5 of those games.
Ooh,
so
I like this comment from Kev F, by the way. Draymond aging like Jason Kidd. I like it. I love that, dude. His kid was going strong into his late 30s, man. He was.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
Draymond is taking care of himself,
Yeah.
He's taking care of his legs. So, yeah, I mean, I still would think they're one deal away. I don't love the configuration of this team. I would love it if they had one more big piece. Like, okay, so you have Steph at the 1, and you got Pajemski, you got DeAnthony Melton at the 2, you got Moses, you got Pods, you got Healed.
Wiggins.
Melton can play 2, Wiggins can play 2. At the 3, you got Wiggins, you got Peyton, Kuminga, Moody. At the 4,
Lindy
you got
Waters, who has
Lindy Waters,
who's a part of this now. Yeah, he's a part of this.
And then you got Draymond, you got Kuminga, Anderson at the 4, and you got Jackson Davis and Looney
At the 5.
At the 5, I guess Quentin Post, if you want.
Quentin Post. I mean, if Quentin Post could magically mature in like 3 months, then I think the problem would be solved. But I don't see that happening. I'm totally with you, dude. Like either I don't. To me, again, if the Bulls are playing as well as they are 2 months from now, then this is not going to happen. But Vucevic on the Bulls, to me, would be borderline perfect if you don't have to give up the farm, and you better not. I mean, he's not worth it. But he stretches. He's a stretch 5,
that's a good one.
And I think he would either him, or you can go a totally different approach. And I don't think Cleveland's going to do this, but Jared Allen is the one that just sounds the nicest. Then there's the wild card, which is Robert Williams III on Portland, who finally made his season debut. And he's injury prone, but we've seen what Rick Celebrini does. So maybe you can take a spin on him. He's probably available. And I want to look up his numbers real fast. Robert Williams III.
I'd love to get Chris Murray in that trade too, coming back.
Great call on that. Great call.
I think Chris Murray is going to be a pretty good player.
Yeah, and this is and Chris Murray, twin brother, if I'm not mistaken, of what's his name on the Kings. So I just want to see real fast. Did Robert Williams III play in last night's game? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he's gonna make his debut soon. But I wouldn't mind Robert Williams III.
He's been hurt. I think he's been hurt.
He's been hurt all year. He's routinely hurt. Yeah, and I think he just came off the injury list. And I thought he played last night. He did. He played 6 minutes. Oh, no, he's played. No, wait, I'm sorry. He played 11-5, and he scored 5 points, grabbed 3 rebounds, and then he played 2 days ago, and he scored 8 points and grabbed 10 rebounds in 20 minutes. I wouldn't mind Robert Williams, man. I think that's a great call.
Yeah, he's only 27. I think Robert Williams. I mean, they have DeAndre Ayton, they've got Klingon. I just think if you could get a guy, I like some of the other players on that team. I really like Chris Murray quite a bit.
Oh, look at Dre
you
Hahn.
Get a guy like Chris Murray, who, he's not doing a ton there, but he's only 24.
Yeah,
and he's a 6'8" player who can shoot the ball.
Which immediately makes him like a stretch 4 in the Warriors, right? So yeah, I like that. Look at Dre Hahn. You're talking nice about the Warriors. Are you jumping on board, Larry?
I am. I'm starting to feel.
I love it.
I'm starting to feel the vibe. I've gone from 38 to 46.
All right, dude, that's a jump, baby. That's a jump. And who knows? 46 might be enough to get you in the playoffs with this West. It's so freaking
and this
deep.
Is pre-trade. I mean, if they make a trade, I could go from 46 to 50. I mean, I could feel another jump coming if they take off.
Yeah, I do too, man. Anything else? Are we good? Because we're back at this tomorrow night.
That's right. We're back at it tomorrow night. Well, no,
Warriors, Celtics. They're underdogs, 7.5-point underdogs. We already have what's his name, who's putting $100 down on Boston. What was that guy's name again? Mike Weisberg. Thank you.
Oh, join me at 6:00 on the Krueg show
tonight.
On not the Krueg show. On KMBR on Niners Nightly. Niners Nightly tonight. I'll be on from 6 to 7. Dieter's going to join me at 6:30. We'll get his thoughts. But yeah, we're going to start off talking about what the Niners did trade wise and open up the phone line, see what people have to say about it. And I mean, they're obviously leaning on their guys coming back to be what lifts them. They didn't make big deals at the deadline, but they brought back Gibson, Tayshaun Gibson, and maybe that he can help their secondary a little bit.
And and again, every Monday through Friday from 6 to 7, you're on KNBR talking Niners.
Yep. So
They made
about an hour and a half from now. I will be on at and we'll talk Niners from 6 to 7 on KNBR.
So for the Golden Days audience,
on the radio.
Yeah, check out Larry on KNBR. We're back at this tomorrow night. We're gonna have a party. It's officially a party.
I'll invite people. I'll start inviting people right now.
Yeah, so Paulie Mack, because Paulie joins you every Wednesday night anyway. So right. Paulie's already in. I imagine Dan Coach Emilio's already in. I imagine Frank's already in. That should be a good time, man. That's a good crew right there. I might, and we'll figure out the logistics of how to do it. And let's hope it is a celebratory show and not a bunch of not a depressed, like gripey show where we're all pissed off because the Warriors got their ass kicked. I don't think they're going to get their ass kicked. I think they'll cover the spread. I feel pretty good about that. Oh, and Damien LaRoche, of course, the stripper music. I almost forgot about that. Thank you for the reminder. There we go. And we got the stripper music going. We're back in the club. Election night.
What time will the show be at? What time's that tip going to be?
It's going to be early. It's going to be tip will be I believe at 4 or 4:30 Pacific time. Let me double check that real fast. Actually, someone's on my phone right here.
So what time are we going to stream at? 7:30?
So the game, they tip off at 4:30 Pacific. So 7:10 approximately is when we'll be live. These NBA games fly, man. They go by fast. Did you like the pitch clock, by the way? After a year of seeing a baseball with a pitch clock, do you approve?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I don't love it, but I'm not up at night worried about it either.
What does keep you up at night, Larry? What does prevent you from sleeping comfortably?
What keeps me up at night? Oh man, I'm just very, very concerned. No. Nothing these days. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm sleeping pretty good.
You're the king, baby. That's what the king does. The king sleeps well, as he should.
I'm sleeping well. I'm enjoying life, enjoying the channel, enjoying being back on KNBR, enjoying working with my kid.
Yeah, dude.
Enjoying this Warrior team. I thought it was a chance that it was going to be really bad. Not enjoying slow-mo. Slow-mo's shot keeps Larry up at night. Yeah, that thing is freaking ugly. Can we trade slow-mo? What can we get for slow-mo and Wiggins? Can we swing that into something?
So you want slow-mo off the team, even though he was running point last night? I was saying that I like slow-mo in the sense, like last night, Kerr was using him as the team's point guard, and I was super thrilled about that because with Kyle Anderson running the point, you no longer have these liabilities, these big Swiss cheese holes in your defense. Now you're matching up with any other team in the NBA. I like it, but he does look awful out there. His style is ridiculous, dude. I don't know why it looks like he's in slow motion. It does. The nickname is super apropos, but I like him as a point guard. You're saying you hate it. You want him off.
I don't like effective. I like to be entertained. It's a freaking game. You know what I mean? I don't want to see some ground bound guy who has all these hidden traits. I don't want subtle hidden traits. I want somebody to rise up and rip one down. I want to see somebody, I want to see a show. I want to see some athletes. I want to see up and down. You know what I mean? I like an aerial game. My favorite player of all time is like Dominique Wilkins.
Ooh. So you must love Kuminga then, right? I mean, Kuminga.
I love Kuminga. Are you kidding me? I love Kuminga. Kuminga's like my favorite.
I made the point the other day, Larry.
Dominique was, Kuminga times 100.
The only guy I've ever seen recover from an Achilles injury the way he did. Like he resumed dominating the game after tearing his Achilles, and this was an era where I don't think they were repairing those things with the same effectiveness they're doing now. So it was impressive. Dominique was a beast, dude. Yeah. I was saying on Larry, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but I was saying recently regarding Jonathan Kuminga. I love how we've been wrapping up the show for like 20 minutes.
Damien says Krueger only likes the cream fillings of donuts. That's not true. I'll eat the whole donut, and I get the body to prove it.
Well, what kind of cream? Isn't there like chocolate cream as well? It's not just the white stuff, right?
I don't know, but who doesn't like a donut? I mean, if you don't like a donut, something's really wrong.
You're not, dude. Go to Canada, dude. Go to another.
If you don't like a donut,
You ain't American.
I don't like you.
Plain and simple. Yeah.
Come on, you gotta like a donut.
They're like muffin tops.
Muffin tops. Nobody likes a muffin top.
But real quick, I wanted to ask you. I think
Yes.
Jonathan Kuminga, because I was bringing up the fact that Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, their three-point shot in their careers were like 32, 33, 34%, right where Kuminga is. I don't think he needs to be like this super lights-out, sharp-shooting three-point shooter to earn minutes. Like, I think he belongs on the court with or without this super efficient three-point shot. What are your thoughts? Like, do you think he needs?
No, first of all, you have to have over the course of what is like there are hidden parts of the NBA game. The hidden parts of the NBA game are who gets to the loose balls in the open floor. There's no stat for that.
Correct.
There's all kinds of loose balls in the open floor in the NBA. Who gets them? Jonathan Kuminga gets them. And that's why he's got great value. He's got great ability to get to those loose balls and the rebounds, and he's just very quick. You got to have quickness. Otherwise, there's a lot of points out there.
Yeah.
So you got to have somebody to gather in the long rebound, somebody to chase down stuff, and he's a great runner, and he's also improved his game so much that he used to be an all or nothing kind of a guy where he had to shoot it or go to the rim. Now he can go to the hole and then see somebody else on the baseline and throw the lob. I mean, he's getting very refined in how he finishes. So I really love Jonathan Kuminga.
Me too.
I really, 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 really don't want to see them trade him.
Me too. I love that. Let's end on that note. We'll be back tomorrow night. Thank you as always. Are we good? Are we out? Are we done?
We're good.
I love it. Go check out Larry tonight on KNBR from 6 to 7. Check this out tomorrow. A post game. It's going to be a party. Thank you, everyone. Larry, thank you. Follow Larry Krueger on Twitter and all social media platforms at SportsLarryK. Until the next time, which is 24 hours from now. Bye-bye.